Baños, Ecuador, a place where mountains touch the clouds and the landscapes feel almost unreal. The fresh mountain air, the endless nature, and the peaceful atmosphere makes Baños one of those places you truly will never forget. Surrounded by lush green valleys and towering peaks, we found ourselves swinging high above the scenery, taking in the views that seemed to stretch forever. In that moment, it felt like we were flying over the heart of the Andes. One of the greatest things to do in Baños is bike the famous Route of the Waterfalls, a beautiful road that leads from the town into the valley. Not long after leaving the town, you are surrounded by nature in every direction. Along the ride, you pass through green valleys, rivers, and incredible mountain views. Every so often, huge waterfalls appear along the road, making the ride feel even more unforgettable. The whole experience feels peaceful, exciting, and unreal at the same time. Before reaching the main waterfall, we stopped at one of the hidden falls tucked away in the mountainside outside of Baños. Experiences like this are a big part of what makes traveling through Ecuador so unforgettable. The scenery, the atmosphere, and the feeling of being surrounded by nature is something that you just cannot put into words. Even though this is one of Ecuador's smaller waterfalls, it's still a hidden gem. We took a cable car across the valley, and once we were on the other side, we were able to hike down and enjoy a breathtaking view of the waterfall. To our surprise, there was nobody else around but us, and we had the waterfall all to ourselves. It was the perfect spot to sit down and take a break and just relax before we decided to get back on our bikes to continue our journey. Many of the smaller waterfalls surrounding Baños de Agua Santa were formed over thousands of years as mountain rivers carved their way down through the steep volcanic terrain of the Andes. The entire region around Baños is shaped by water flowing from the surrounding mountains and cloud forest. Heavy rainfall, underground springs, and runoff from the high elevations constantly feed the rivers and the waterfalls throughout the valley. Once we arrived at Peñón del Diablo, it was easy to see why this is one of Ecuador's most famous waterfalls. The trails and viewing areas were packed with travelers from all over the world, and after exploring the falls, we waited nearly an hour at one of the nearby cafes to grab a snack and try some of the local Ecuadorian beer, which was absolutely fantastic. After wrapping up our time in Baños, we hit the road and made our way toward Mindo, a small cloud forest town hidden in the mountains of Ecuador. One of the best ways to experience Mindo is from above. We took this cable car ride over the valley, floating high above the rainforest with incredible views of the cloud forest stretching in every direction. Crossing over the valley in a cable car was honestly a little intimidating at first. At some points, we were nearly 500 feet above the river below, suspended over the middle of Ecuador's cloud forest. Deep in Ecuador's cloud forest, we had the chance to feed wild hummingbirds in their natural habitat. It's hard to explain just how special this moment was. There's something incredible about being able to connect this closely with wildlife while still being completely immersed in nature. One of the most incredible parts about the hummingbirds is how calm and peaceful they were. After holding out the feeder for just a few moments, they would slowly fly right up and gently land on our hands without any fear at all. Feeling something so small and delicate resting on your hand while hearing the quiet sounds of the cloud forest around you was honestly surreal. Even though their wings move incredibly fast, the moment they land, everything stops and feels so peaceful. Ecuador is home to a mass variety of these kinds of birds, and what made this experience so special is that they're completely wild and free. They're in their own natural habitat, and they come right up to you and feed right from your hand. Our last night in Mindo, we stayed in one of the most unique places we've ever experienced, a small inflatable igloo sitting right along the river in the middle of Ecuador's forest. The outdoor hot tub was completely surrounded by nature, with nothing but the sound of the river flowing nearby, and the jungle was all around us. It was peaceful, quiet, and felt completely disconnected from the outside world.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to see where we go next.